Hi everyone, Steve here with etrailer.com. Today we're looking at our Velit 2000U underbench RV AC with included remote. Now folks, this is a 9,000 BTU. It runs on 24 volts of DC current, that's right, and you're gonna get the complete system like you see here on the table. Now I do want to throw up an image real quick of what this is gonna look like, more or less, when it's all connected. Now traditional 110 volt ACs just aren't gonna cut it when you're doing off-grid life. So you're gonna want something a lot more bigger because you don't wanna have to use a huge inverter, soft start, and even with that, your battery time is gonna be limited. So this AC unit is gonna skip all that. So it's gonna work right off of DC power with a high efficiency twin rotor compressor inside of here. It's not only gonna keep the air super cool and flowing without burning through your camper van's battery, but this is so quiet, it literally just emits a very soft, quiet hum, no louder really than light rain hitting the camper roof. So very impressive on the sound quality and the efficiency of this unit. So you can be parked, let's say in the desert, deep in the woods, or even up in the mountains, and this is gonna keep things comfortable for way, way longer, which means you're not gonna cut your trip short. Now the neat thing with this, again, is that it installs underneath maybe a bench or a bunk, so it's gonna give you extra space on your roof for maybe an extra solar panel, which will give you just that much more time out and about. Now this is pretty much gonna work great for Class B camper vans, trailers, overlanding vehicles, those kind of things. And as I admitted, it's super quiet. Now zooming in here, you have 3 ways to adjust the temperature and those kind of things. You have a remote, you have a external thermostat and mode there to choose from, and then you have an onboard version here where you can just push it on board. So if this gets installed under something way back out of the way, that's why they give you this in the remote to be able to reach things. Now I do want to take some stuff off the table and get it out of the way here, but I want to show you first. So you're going to get a couple of these vents here, and these remind me of like inside of a vehicle. You can simply open and close them with the push of the vent itself. And you're going to get 2 of those. I'm going to move them out of the way here. And then you're also going to get an intake and an exhaust main ductwork here. And they just have that silver ductwork there with the hose clamps. And I'm going to go ahead and remove them off the table as well, just so I can make some room. I want to be able to spin this around here in a second, just to show you the whole unit. So you have the drain hose here, and it's just up here for shipping, just up out of the way, so I left that there. Again, you have your onboard adjustments. These holes here and here would be for those black ductworks that I just moved out of the way. And then you also have a couple pop outs here if you want to vent them a different way. And again, you have the external with cable connected control unit. And then of course you have your remote. As you can see, folks, this is what's going to keep it quiet. Other than that motor and everything, that compressor, this dampening insulation is going to be a great addition. Now spinning this around, just so you can kind of see the side, you got a couple spots here for mounting. You do get all the included hardware for mounting. You get all the brackets, everything. The plug here, I always tell people this reminds me of like a big winch connection. So if that's something you're used to, that's about the size of that. You're gonna get 6 foot of cord, that's per the instruction manual. I found this one that came included to be a little bit longer, so maybe they're throwing in some extra cord, but that's not a guarantee. 6 foot is guaranteed. And of course you have a connector here as well. And everything for high efficiency and heavy duty power. So I'm gonna set that off out of the way as well. And I want to show you real quick, you got some mounting hardware that's going to come along with that elbow for drainage. Like I mentioned before, those L brackets for mounting and those clips and those mounting points on the sides. And then they give you some cable ties here to keep your hoses and wire all neat out of the way, and a few double-sided adhesive little pads, it looks like, as well. And then of course the control unit with the wiring, and again that remote. Now you have 1, 2, 3, 4 straps. These go all the way around it, and if you undid those, then you could take this apart, the insulation off, and that would give you access to the inside for maintenance or repairs or anything like that in the future if you need them. Some quick dimensions. Overall, on a height, 12 3/8 inches tall, and that was the outside to the very outside of this insulation. Across the front, I got 16 1/4 inches wide, and then a length all the way down the side from back to front I got right at 23 3/4 inches long. Keep in mind, I did not include these little plastic pop outs. They pop out maybe 1/8 of an inch, if that. And same thing on the front here. I did not include those pop outs either. Those are more like 1/4 inch as far as popping out there. So just to give you some quick dimensions overall. So again, very nice unit. This is the Velit 2000U underbench RVAC, 9,000 BTU. I'm Steven. If you have questions about this unit or anything else on our website, please reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. Have a good one.